farts! Mate! Sniper Ghost Warrior 3! It's got your name in it.
That's
guns
me.
and that.
Oh shit, it does.
It does have your name in it. Well, kind of your name.
Yeah. Played the second one. The second one's pretty good.
Did you finish it?
A little cheesy. Second one, yeah, fuck yeah, I did. A little cheesy, but this one's open world and hopefully in the same vein, mate. So excited. Why are you worried?
You said open world and I was already dreading. But I'm not playing it, so good luck.
Bastard.
Select character.
Snipes, mate. Who are you, mate?
Snipes.
Snipes, mate.
I like the
Sniper
way you
games.
say snipes.
Yeah, not my jam generally, the sniper games.
Yeah, more my thing, mate.
Military, sir.
Yeah, very excited for it as well, pal, because I actually played through the second one. I got it on a whim when it was on offer once, and I loved the second one. It was a little bit cheesy.
Is it supposed to be cheesy? Is that what they're aiming for? Is it intentional cheese? Or is it like Watch Dogs cheese where it's like, ugh?
I honestly think they're taking themselves seriously, though.
that's
And let me
even
tell you
funnier.
why. Because that goes exponentially for this game.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Are they turning it up?
Yeah, they do. So let's get into the story anyway. You are John North, mate. John North.
It's a good name.
It's a good name.
It's a strong name, and that's what's important. It's a strong name for a strong sniper.
It is a strong name. So you're sent to the Russian border with your brother to destroy a stockpile of biological weapons.
Of course.
Of course.
You're a James Bond type character,
Standard fare. Well, not so much because you're a sniper.
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
And James Bond never had a sniper rifle, as I recall.
He did.
Which one? That's good. Look at your brain racking
That's
itself
it.
now.
I'm trying to
think.
review now, and I can't even think through it because I'm waiting for James Bond to be
I'll take your
sniper.
word
All right,
for it.
then. Wait. End of Casino Royale. Literally the end scene before he stuffs some guy in a boot. He uses a sniper rifle to shoot his kneecaps out.
Ouch.
Yeah. Sit down. Drop the mic. Let's
Grim.
get on with the story. So you're
Grim.
destroying biological weapons.
Yeah.
With your brother. So you both sniper and spot a combo.
I feel bad for this brother already. No, I'm
you
not
don't-
just
you
guessing.
feel it.
I feel it.
You
I
feel
feel
it,
it. I
don't
feel
you?
bad for it.
So anyway, the mission is a complete success. However, upon vacating said facility,
Evac, mate.
you are ambushed.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans
A
indeed.
bamboozlement.
You're ambushed. You are knocked out and your brother's taken.
Bastard.
Right.
If only we could have seen it coming.
Right. Anyway, you wake up 2 years later. No, you don't wake up. I'm joking. You don't wake
Jesus
up 2
Christ, I
years
was
later.
like, that was a bit extreme.
There's a 2 year gap, and you're sent back to Georgia for now to try and destabilize this cell who took your brother, who was unknown at the time, while trying to find out what happened to your brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the crux of the story.
Do we
in a
know what he did
nutshell.
for 2 years? What was he doing? Oh, is he just...
Maybe later on in the game you find out. Like, we played it for a good few hours, but all we got was the fact that we wake up, we're going back to Georgia, we're trying to destabilize this cell, and every and I'm not even joking now, this is like part of my one of many consies. The end of the mission is, did we get any more intel on my brother? And it's like, nothing.
What's his brother called?
I can't remember.
Is he
what
not
his
called
brother's
Mac?
called. Mac.
Did we find anything out about Mac?
Robert, I think he's called. Robert.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Where
the hell's Bobby?
What did we find out about Bobby? Not this time.
I'll tell you what though, the first few missions you'll say like, we've got any more information on Robert. No, we haven't got anything, man. It's like, okay. But then like, we're talking like 6 hours in. Do we find anything on Robert? No, we ain't got it. Shut damn it!
Nothing here is about Robert. Stop asking us. Right?
But every
Absolutely
mission,
nothing to do
every
with Robert.
mission. Is this got anything to do with Robert? Jesus Christ, man, let it go.
It's
You know
been
what I
2
mean?
years. Get over it, bro.
So that's the story. Is basically we're stopping this renegade cell while trying to find our brother.
But the question is, does it set us up some awesome sniper play?
You have to do it yourself.
Oh, okay.
Because
Is it
like
sandboxing?
Sniper Ghost Warrior 1 and 2 is on rails. This one is open world. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you encounter the same problems that we did with Wildlands.
Yeah.
But you're doing this on your own now. It's not multiplayer. Whereas in Wildlands, you have the potential to set up greatness.
Exactly. For anybody who
but
didn't watch
you
that,
have to
it's-
go out and do it.
You can make this very cool. Often that's inefficient.
Exactly.
Often that's
It's very
inefficient and not the best
inefficient.
way
You
of
have to
dealing with
set it up
things.
yourself. Like we compared that to the Grand Theft Auto heist, where it's all on rails and it's very Hollywood, but very, very
Yeah,
cool.
the scripting helps keep it very cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all the time.
So
Okay.
that's a nice segue into the gameplay. So like we said before, it's the standard like Sniper Ghost Warrior fare with a variety of weapons and gadgets. You can upgrade these weapons with different scopes, ammos, barrels. But yeah, the open world theme. Now, we're going to talk more about this when we get to the pros and cons, but it felt pointless.
Yeah, that's going to be the big talking point, I guess, because the other two were more linear COD style.
They were very linear and on rails. The open world in this is there's just a shitload of outposts around the map, which either
I'm getting a Far Cry vibe.
Very Far Cry
vibe. Okay,
very Far Cry vibe. There's weapon caches, or there's hostages, or there's just people you need to clear out. And there are collectibles in most of these locations.
That's what I was going to say. Did they do it Far Cry style so that if you want certain weapons, you're going to have to tackle certain extra outposts?
Well, we did. I think I did about 12. Most of them have a collectible, which
which does nothing, I'm guessing?
I couldn't find any utility for this or use for these collectibles apart from, I think they appeared in my base.
Right, like a visual aid.
Like a visual aid. I collect one of them was a painting.
Okay.
So for some reason I'm collecting I'm trying to.
Well, it's supposed to be historically very important to the people of the area.
It absolutely has to be. I mean, why else would I steal a fucking painting when I'm an actual sniper? Trying to walk past with a fucking Picasso
was it a painting?
on my back.
I was going to say, was it a painting of a sniper? Like somebody's painting.
Well,
that would have been funny if it was a painting of you. That would have been tongue in cheek.
But yeah, so it felt very pointless and just basically it was
Did it feel padding?
Well,
was it open world padding?
It was very,
that's the problem
very
with open world. Is
padding.
if they got the shoes open world and they haven't got a story or a gameplay to really fix that, then they just fill it with shit.
Exactly. It
make it fill out.
It was very, very arbitrary. It felt arbitrary. And obviously you can fast travel as well. So once you've got these campfires, you're not even going to utilise the open world because there's no need to do that.
Yeah, you're just jumping between the areas.
Exactly, yeah. So we spoke about gadgets. One of the main things that you get in this is a drone.
Classic.
Which is kind of the same again, like Wildlands. It'll scout the area.
Can you tag enemies and such?
Exactly. Now, as you level up later on, the drone can do certain things, like it can camouflage itself to get closer to the enemies. It can hack stations and turrets. It can distract as well. You know, that kind of like standard fare.
Yeah.
And that's basically it, pal. It's got the bullet time shots in it, like when you make a good headshot when you're out of combat.
But he doesn't do that X-ray thing that was very cool. Like you can shoot him in the dick and all that.
Game,
yeah, it's a different game.
Sniper Elite, yeah,
which is hard to beat, right? I mean, once they've got that gimmick in there.
Oh yeah,
you can't.
And you see like just a bullet just smash people's face.
Yeah, exactly.
To bits and stuff,
I mean, every sniper game's now got that issue, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the cool bullet time following gimmick. Now, this annoyed a couple of people, but it didn't annoy me. And it's actually part of my pros. Is once you're out of combat, before you've been spotted, every time you make a headshot, a decent ranged headshot, it will do the bullet time shot.
Yeah,
I still loved it. I could watch that every time I fire a bullet.
I assume you can't turn it off though.
You can turn it off.
Exactly. Because I can imagine a lot of people just like, okay.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't do anything fantastic, is there an increased animation? Is it much gorier? Is it anything like that?
It's kind of you see like you show the bullet flying in slow motion, the camera will pan around it, and then it'll go to the target as the bullet enters where you've shot them in slow motion, and then depending on what ammo you've used, you'll see a massive or just a small exit wound.
Well, let's ask the big question then: is it satisfying?
Very satisfying.
Yeah, I mean that's important. I mean that's what we're aiming for.
Obviously, which what the game's based on, it has to do.
I assume you don't have to just snipe though. If this is open world, I'm picturing if they're not setting up like proper sniper missions. Well, you can go to outposts.
You've got 3 talent trees in the game. And this took me an embarrassing amount of time to realise, because the 3 trees, one of them's to be a sniper, one of them's to be a ghost.
What does that mean?
And one of them is to be a warrior.
What does it mean? What's my ghost talent tree?
Right, now the sniper's obviously sniping, which
I got that.
obviously
I can
get
work
from
that.
standard fare.
Well, what are the talents? Are they boring or are they good?
Some of them seem like you wouldn't, like there's 3 in a tree. There's 3 on a line, or in a row.
Yeah, 3 different choices.
I think there's either 3 or 4 rows. But most of them feel like you see a talent and one of them's like insanely good, the other 2 are dog shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even worse.
So it's like, we want you to do this, but we have to obviously give you the illusion of selection.
Yeah. This one is just clearly better.
So sniping's obviously for sniping. Ghost is for up close melee kind of stealth kills.
Right.
And warrior is just loud machine guns.
Oh, so
you can do that, but the mission, once you do a mission, of course, it suffers from the same thing as Hitman. It gives you all these cool things to do loud and proud, run and gun, but you're not going to get as much points, you're going to be penalised.
Oh, so you get like a rating at the end of each outpost?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And
especially one of the main things is weapon accuracy with you being a sniper. But if you're going fully automatic and blowing the shit, that accuracy is going down.
Interesting. So they're kind of like, this is a sniper game. You should be playing this as a sniper. We've given the option to do other things, but you're going to be penalised for doing that.
Bingo. It's the same. It works the same as Hitman. Hitman gives you so many cool weapons and gadgets, but you get the most points if you do nothing.
Yeah, if you do it like super silent.
I hate that in the game. But anyway, that's the gameplay in a whole. Let's get to the pros and cons about it with the conclusion. Now, I'm going to try and not pan on it too much, but it's very hard to not pan on it. I was so excited for this game.
Yep.
Really, and when I heard it was open world as well, it really raised my fucking excitement.
What did you picture when you heard open world? Was it like, I've been dropped into this enemy, I've got my sniper rifle?
Yeah, kind of. I wanted it to be a mixture of kind of like Metal Gear Solid 5, where it was an open war zone, man. The whole terrain is operated by this cell. I was expecting Far Cry for sure.
Yep.
And I immediately got the Wildlands vibe to it with my drone every time I went to a facility, because in Wildlands, like we did it before, is two of us are drone up and mark everything, and then the other couple are just run in and blow the shit out of them. I was expecting a fine mix of that, but what we got was a very, very, very simplistic, not at all rewarding style gameplay with that.
Yeah, like if you're clearing a whole outpost and your reward is a painting that you'll never see really if it's in your home base.
Nope. I mean, you compare it to things. I mean, this is a AAA title, and Ghost Wildlands is the same thing. You can do this on your own in Wildlands. Like, even though we didn't particularly like it, the moments where I was piloting a chopper, we had some guy on drones, we had two people running in while there was another guy sniping from my helicopter as I was circling it. That kind of feel and depth that you could do, and all we was doing was taking an outpost.
Yep.
That was awesome. In this, you drone up, you mark, you wait, you pick them off.
Super repetitive.
And go and get your fucking painting.
Okay.
So anyway, but let me get to the pros anyway, because it has got some pros. The graphics are nice.
Oh, that's always a bit low at this point.
Right? I'm trying. I don't want to shit on this game because it's the kind of game that I usually like. But
well, if it's not good, it's not good.
The only two pros that I can get from this is the graphics were nice. Especially in the snow and the rain, but that also comes as part of the cons as well.
Yeah.
The bullet time gimmick, like I said before, I could watch it all day. I thought it was very satisfying. When you remain in stealth and that bullet's going straight across, very, very satisfying. But that's the only two major pros that I
So what are the specific cons you had?
Now,
then?
the specific cons that I had is, straight off the bat, it wasn't just me, the whole chat went mental, is the dialogue is horrendous.
Right. Like to the point where I was like, please
like,
just
you know, when you
on.
pull your lips back and grind your teeth, like, it was like it was written by like a young man who's
if you think you were 15, would you enjoy it?
We've got to take out that hub. I'll turn that train yard into a junkyard. Twisted metal and matchstick railroad ties.
I don't know if they're taking the piss, are self-aware,
that's it,
or are they really trying to convey the message that you are this ultimate badass?
Like the intro scene is you and your brother as kids, and you're playing like hide and seek, but like a very sort of military-esque hide and seek. And then it goes into the missions where, like, you're speaking to your brother, and then it starts to get a little bit cheesy when you're on a mission with your brother, and then it just goes flat out over the top. When your brother's taken, and you're back in Georgia 2 years later, it's full, like, emo edgelord cheese. We gotta find my brother.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing?
It's a 90s movie.
So, the keybinds were bugged, like, really bugged.
Bugged?
Really bugged.
What do you mean by bugged?
Now, obviously, with me being a lefty, I'm at a huge disadvantage if I can't re-keybind. But it gives you the option.
Okay.
So I re-keybind everything, movement, reload, gadgets. Some of the movements, like for example, like if I'm moving around, like instead of WASD, I use cursors.
Right.
Now I changed it to the cursors, then I got the vehicle, couldn't change it. It shows you the options for it, like, so I press enter new key now, up, and it'll go back to W. It just wouldn't let me do it. But that did the same thing with various other random. So it is a bug.
Yeah, it just wouldn't save them properly.
And also, some of them aren't even available to keybind. So if I'm lefty, and I'm obviously playing on the right-hand side of the keyboard, some of the things that I had to do were still on the left-hand side, and I couldn't rebind them. I didn't even know what they were.
Oh, interesting.
And when you rebind them, the prompt on screen isn't fixed to show you what you need to
press.
it
still shows you the original one.
Bingo. It will be blank. To do this, press, and then there'll be a blank space.
Fair.
So it's just fucking bugged, basically. The music was mental. There are specific sounds for if you've been spotted.
Okay, like, so an obvious example would be the Metal Gear Solid alert.
Bingo.
Right.
If you've been spotted, if you've alerted anyone, or even when you go back to stealth, there are specific sounds. The soundtrack in this game uses those fucking sound effects.
What?
I don't get it. So there was several times where we were in complete stealth, and I thought that I'd been seen, because the sound effect for an alert was in the music.
And there's no visual indication?
No.
That's really annoying.
No, it is daft. Oh no, I tell you, there is. You know, it's got like the wheel, the radius wheel, the direction where someone is, and then it'll go from white to red, kind of thing.
Right.
So it is that, but those sound effects were in the music, and they shouldn't be. The gadget wheel, there were 3 different gadget wheels. When our gadget wheel maybe have maybe has 3 things on it, have 1 gadget wheel.
Yeah.
That's 3 separate bindings. There's there's a medical gadget wheel, an actual gadgets wheel, and an ammunition rate of fire gadget wheel. That could all go on 1 wheel. It's 1 binding. It would have been 1 press on a D-pad if you were playing it like that. It was just, it didn't make sense.
Yeah, just needlessly confusing.
A side note that I got is this is an FPS game. It's a sniper game. Mouse and keyboard should be heaven. I played the last half of this more comfortably with a pad. Because of how it controls
so
from...
just a generally poor thing.
from ground to vehicle to drone. I couldn't be bothered, because I had to use the pad for when I was using the drone. You know? Because I couldn't rebind
so you were actively switching earlier on. Like
I would
vehicle controls were just
the
better
only
on the
time that I
controller.
do this, usually, is when I play Battlefield, like 3 and 4, when you get into a helicopter. I'd always have a pad handy when I'm in the helicopter.
Yeah.
But I just came to the point where I cannot be arsed switch anymore, so I just used the pad.
Yeah.
And obviously snipering.
And the game did play better with the pad, though?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. It wasn't so much a saving grace, but it did a little bit. Now, like we said before, the side quests were just very Ubisoft-esque. It was pointless. They had a couple of collectibles, and that's it.
Yeah.
The only other thing is, and this is just more of like a laughable con, is that the tyres on cars squealed on dirt.
It's just annoying, isn't it?
It's Hollywood. Like I was saying, it's Hollywood. Oh, sorry, how can we ignore this? Indoors, if it was pissing down or snowing outside, yeah, you were getting that indoors as well. Not because the windows were open, because that shit's coming through the roof like there's no building there.
How poor.
Right?
Just very, very poor.
It's a shame.
Unnecessarily poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just... Oh, God, it's
just things that make you go,
man.
really?
It's a bad game. The story was badly written.
Compare it to 2 then. 2 you enjoyed.
2 I enjoyed. It was
I don't remember any of these
tongue-in-cheek.
issues there. I mean, it's been a while since 2, I believe.
Yeah, the 2... I mean, I played 2 before I started working here, but 2 was... It was tongue-in-cheek, very, very cheesy, but, you know, palatable.
Yeah.
This isn't. You can't take it seriously. You can't enjoy the story, and there's just too many bugs in it, man. So,
our conclusion
on the whole,
is not so much.
The conclusion is it needs fixing. It's past the point where it can't be fixed because there's things in that game which aren't so much bugged that they're intended, but just not enjoyable. So I'd probably pass on it. Yeah, save your money,
on this
play
one,
2. If you enjoyed 2, then just stop there.
Just stop there and pick up some of the others, because all this gameplay, like we just said, has been rolled into just other games as a standard feature now.
And you're not paying AAA price.
I think if you're going to go standalone with a feature like sniping, you really have to go all balls out to it and make it really interesting. And if you don't click that, then this is like one small section of many other games that are already out there now.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Pity.
Was you a ghost, mate? Was you a sniper?
It was dog shit.
Pity. A bit of a... What do you feel? Was it a cash-in? Was it just half-assed?
I don't even think it's got that much of a name to cash in on the name. It was just the fact that it's released, yeah? It's AAA price. It's loaded with bugs. The actual dialogue, the cutscenes, the gameplay, the open world felt very gimmicky and pointless. It was just there to say that it's open world. It's like a shit hotel.
It's like, well, you paid a lot of money. You better put a lot of hours into
this. That's what I mean. It's like a shit hotel saying that it's all inclusive, but the food's like fucking cat food. You know what I mean?
Bit of a bummer. So give that one a pass if I want our recommendation. But if you don't want to give something a pass, check out our previous Mates What, which was Outlast 2, mate. Which I had a lot of fun with.
That was spooky.
A lot of people pissed at Outlast 2.
Why?
Because it was more run and gun, which I preferred. That was a good point for me. Anyway, different game. So see you later.
See you later.
Prophet don't need your help in finding the devil's whore and her up me. Nor questions even now other heretics at chapel. God will guide.
I ain't a heretic.